Welcome back into another episode of Spaceman 2.0 Phoenix Truth Rising Show. Here to help you grow in the knowledge and wisdom of truth, and the truth will set you free. With the best history lesson and spiritual insights on the planet, exposure of the Illuminati's plan of world conquest and control is the death knell to the New World Order. So let's get back into Phoenix Operator Owner Manual, Guideline, Rule, Law, number 15. About how the Antichrist can control us through our sexuality. And to understand our sex nature, it is important to understand how this universe is truly made by electrical and magnetic energies. So, as a reminder, remember Walter Russell's material. We're just going to go over this a little bit again so that you can relate this back to the next words in the Phoenix Journal. Quality begets quantities. The still magnetic light universe of God's knowing is an invisible, unchanging, unconditioned, and unmeasurable quality from which visible, changing, conditioned, and measurable quantities spring to simulate those qualities through two-way wave motion. Okay, there's no one word in any language to express that quality, so you must use many words, all having the same meaning but different connotations. These words are mind, consciousness, love, life, truth, desire, knowledge, power, balance, harmony, and law, orderly law. Now let's have a little fun with that. And now let's show the universal understanding of the tree of life and how it can help you understand these qualities of the Father, of God, of the Creator. So one, okay, we'll start with that. Mind, consciousness, love. Life is in Dath. Okay, you learn about all of life through Dath, which is the knowledge of life. Truth. Desire goes along with Mars. Truth goes along with Jupiter. Love goes along with this one, the third supernal. It has to do with Saturn, but it is the motherly aspect. This is the fatherly aspect. Okay, so you have truth, desire, Mars, power, energy, knowledge. Knowledge, this is Yad-He, Vav-He, Aloha, Vadath, God of knowledge. Power, back to Nitzak, which is nature, which is power. Balance, which is Hod, which is learning to balance the understanding and the knowledge together. And then harmony. In Yesod, in the genital region, you want harmony under law, orderly, natural law. So you see there, mind, consciousness, love, life, truth, desire, knowledge, power, balance, harmony, and law, orderly, natural law. This is where you understand the law on earth. So on earth, as it is in heaven, you'll understand heavenly law because there's an understanding of heavenly law within the earthly law if you know how to get the connotation. But you see how you can relate all this back to the tree of life? So this gives the perfect secret to how things are created. The God quality of the one light is seemingly transformed into quantities by being divided into pairs of oppositely conditioned light pressures of this electric universe. So it's a sexed pressured electric universe. These divided pairs are then multiplied into countless octave wave units of light pressures and set in opposite directional motion to create the illusion of sequence, change, dimension, condition, and time in a universe where none of these effects of motion exist. The calm sea, for example, is an unchanging, unmeasurable quality of oneness, of sameness, and stillness. Upon its calm surface there is no change, nothing to count or to measure. The moment that quantities of waves spring from that quality of calm, those quantities can be measured. Likewise, they are forever changing, nor are there 2 points in them which are similarly conditioned. This creating electric universe is composed of moving light waves which spring from a calm sea of the one still magnetic light. Okay? So the Creator is one mind, indivisible. Creation is one whole idea of mind through motion. The simulation of idea, thus expressed, is not the idea that it expresses. Parts of the one whole idea are only seeming. There are no two separate or inseparable things in the universe. There is but one whole simulation of the one whole idea. Everything that is of everything else, that is, all things are indissolubly united. Midakayo oyasan, all that is in relationship to all that is, so that all becomes for all my relations, which is all that is. The natives have a wonderful prayer. They say, for all my relations. So you might as well pray for everyone, and then everyone will pray for you. If you just pray for yourself, then you only have one person praying for you. But if you pray for everyone, then everyone praying for you gives more understanding of the oneness and the abundance that can come to you. So all things are omnipresent, for all things extend from me, of me, and I am omnipresent. All omnipresent things are omniscient, for I am within them, and I am omniscient. When man's consciousness tells him of my presence within him and without him, he will then know all things, for I know all things, and I am he. All thinking things manifesteth all power when consciousness within them recognizeth their omnipotence. Until then, things are not but things manifesting me not, being but blank slates upon which to write my mighty thoughts for blind eyes. For I am omnipotent. I give all power to him who asketh, but no one may ask of me who is not aware of me. See thou to it that many well knoweth that, and manifest thou thyself that principle of power in thine own works. For I say to all the image forms of my imagining, that power lieth in them, to manifest the balanced light which centereth them, by making the one light appear as two unbalanced lights which interchange sequentially but equally. And again I say that all things which man senseth are but waves of dual light which record my electric thinking in the imagined forms of my imagining. And I also say that the imagined forms of my imagining have no being, for I alone have being. So with that being said, we can get into the understanding of the sexed pressured electric wave universe of duality and sequentially but equally interchanging. So remember, they appear as two unbalanced lights which interchange sequentially but equally. So there's the sex pressured universe right there. Unbalanced lights which interchange sequentially but equally. Right? But in order to do that act, okay, there's some basic tenets we should follow. They say strictly forbidden, right? That doesn't mean you're going to go to hell. It just means that you have understanding to come to. So we already went over 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're getting into 5. Bestiality, 6. Okay, incest, 7. That's pedophilia, like the Epstein files, but we know that's been going on for a while. That's just making it more apparent that it's true. Prostitution, probably one of the longest professions on the planet, but no judgment in that. That's why it says strictly forbidden. It doesn't say you're going to hell. And any sadistic or masochistic sexual practice performed by anyone or anyone upon self or others is strictly forbidden. Sadistic tendency to take delight in being cruel, and masochistic condition in which sexual gratification depends largely on undergoing physical pain or humiliation. A tendency to derive pleasure from one's own suffering.